Hello everyone, we are in Group 7, and our crisis communication plan is about the public hospital heart transplant scandal. We are divided into the following 9 modules. The first part is the background of the event. There is a well-known public hospital in Shanghai. It is known for its medical equipment and high-quality patient services. However, on April 1st, 2024, it becomes the focus of public and media attention because of the incident involving an organ transplant. The incident began with a young patient died suddenly while waiting for heart transplant. Immediately after his passing, his heart was transplanted to a relative or hospital executive. According to media reports, the executive's relatives are not waiting in a normal queue for the transplant. He obtained the transplanted heart through connection and financial transaction with the hospital. The impact of the crisis is as follows. Firstly, decline the public trust. After the incident, the public trust in the hospital dropped dramatically, believing that there was injustice and transferred the benefits. Patients and their families questioned the hospital and were resistant to the hospital. Secondly, negative media coverage. The incident was widely reported by several medical outlets, triggered widespread public concern. The image of the hospital was damaged and even described as moral bankrupt. Thirdly, patient loss. Due to the lack of the trust in the hospital, many patients choose to transfer to other hospitals, leading to an increase in the hospital's patient turnover rate. Patient fears that they may encounter similar problems in the other hospitals, therefore choose their hospitals more carefully. The last is legal risks. Hospital may facing lawsuits and need to invest a lot of money and effort to deal with the problem, which affects the normal operation. If the court decide to against the hospital, and the hospital may have to pay high damages. So the purpose of the public relations is as follows. First, contain the damage, stop the incident from further deterioration and minimize the negative impact on the hospital, build confidence, restore public trust and rebuilding its image. Third, protect reputation to safeguard the hospital reputation and avoid long-term negative impacts.
Here comes our third part, key publics, and we divide key publics into 4 groups. The first one is patients. Hospital patients are the direct recipients of hospital service, and their satisfaction and trust directly determine the hospital service quality and reputation. Any incident involving medical ethics or service quality may directly affect patients' medical experience and confidence. Patients are often in a fragile state both of body and mind during the treatment and are very sensitive to changes in the medical environment and treatment practice. As a result, their reaction to any inappropriate behavior or incident in a hospital may be heightened. Patients may become advocates or critics of the hospital after the recovery. Their personal experiences and feelings will directly affect their evaluation of the hospital and influence their other people's medical choice through word-of-mouth communication. And the next key public focus on medical staff and hospital employees. They are the core strength of a hospital and are directly involved in medical service and hospital operations. The incidents could have had a negative impact on staff moral motivation and cohesion within the hospital. So the crisis relationship team need to communicate candidly with them. And the next public is the media. Media as an important channel for information dimension. They play a key role in shaping the image of a hospital and guiding public opinion. In this case, hospitals have been covered by the media and may have attracted wider attention. So the PR team need to maintain close contact with the media. And the last one is the government, department, and regular agencies. Government and regular agencies are the supervisor of hospital operations and management and have strict regulation and constraints on hospital behavior. In this incident, the hospital's behavior may involve illegal operations. So the crisis public relationship team need to actively communicate with governments and the regulatory agencies to report proactively the progress in the accidents.
Okay, next, I will introduce the action of this incident. We mainly have 6 steps to solve this incident, which concludes apology letter monitoring, consultation management, reputation, and feedback channels. First of all is we need to admit mistake and release an apology letter. The hospital through the media like Weibo and Weixin issued an apology statement for this incident, and the apology statement mainly includes it, but is not limited to the specifics of the incident, the scope of the incident impact, the cause of the incident, and the consequence of the incident. Secondly, we need to transparent promotion of monitoring. We announced the relevant information of the incident to the public and patients in a timely manner and provided the right and detailed data and explanation as much as possible. At the same time, the hospital introduced a third-party monitoring organization to conduct an exhaustive investigation of the whole incident and actively respond to the concerns and the question of the public and patient, which can enhance the public stress and support for the hospital. The third step is we need to paradigms and implement the consultation mechanism. We need to develop a detailed plan, which including how to apologize to patient and families, how to compensate, and deal with the follow-up matters. At the same time, we need to actively converse the hospital attitude and the determination to the public. The fourth step, we need to controlling risk and to stress management. Hospital take measures to control risk and prevent similar incidents from recurring. We need to strengthen internal management, improve the management statement, strengthen staff training and management. We also need to establish a sound internal monitoring mechanism to prevent and deal with the various internal problems in order to enhance the overall image and credibility of the hospital. Next step, we need to strengthen communication, which can restore the reputation. Hospital need to develop specific plans and strategies, including improving service quality, strengthening staff training, improving the management statement, and other aspects in order to enhance the overall image and credibility of the hospital. Last but not least, we need to establish a follow-up crisis early warning mechanism. We can open the feedback mobile boxes, dance hotlines, and so on to collect the feedback and the suggestions from the patients and people from all walks of the life, and do a good job of the responding to the dealing with aftermath and ensure that the problem is efficiently be solved.
Okay. Continuing on with crisis communication team. So forming a crisis communication team consisting of the hospital's chief executive, public relations department leader, personnel from the government or from the CCP, that is the Chinese Communist Party, and a personnel from the legal council is a must. So hospital principal, the hospital director as the first man responsible must make statement-oriented decisions in the group to determine the aspects covered by this statement and the scope of information that can be disclosed. Leader of the PR department, the head of the PR department needs to combine theoretical knowledge to provide ideas for external communication, control the wording and opinions in speeches, and ensure that statements with the media and the hospital as self-publishers are in line with strategic requirements. And government personnel. Since the hospital in question is a public hospital, personnel from the government should be present in the crisis communication team to give the public the idea that the government is not overlooking such a serious problem. His or her responsibility in the team is to provide and communicate decisions from the government. And legal advisor. Legal advisor need to have a relevant legal knowledge, either from the hospital's own legal department or from a lawyer with extensive relevant defense experience. The legal advisor will need to analyze the relevant legal dangers specifically. And continue on with the media spokesperson. So the media spokesperson should be the director or deputy director from the hospital. As the first man responsible, his appearance is vital to public or media communication after the incident. In situation that the director is taken by law or by police force, deputy director should be the spokesperson. And head of the PR department should accompany any possible interviews or media events. And moving on to pre-gathered information. The following information should be gathered before media events and news conference. So firstly, information on prior incidents, search if cases similar to this one happened in the past, and evidence of the evidence to collect information on who is responsible in the decision-making process, the details on why the incident happened, and how the incident happened. And the information and the head of PR department should simulate situations that could happen and possible questions that the interviewers could raise and prepare relevant answers prior to any media events.
The next section shows the response and the communication strategies the hospital took. First, let's review the key message of this incident. The tragic death of a young patient while waiting for a heart transplant raised public questions about the hospital's ethics and fairness. More importantly, the patient's heart was transplanted to relative of a hospital executive who was not waiting for the transplant in a normal curing order. This incident led to a sharp decline in public trust in the hospital, negative media coverage of the hospital, serious damage to the hospital image, and many patients chose to be transferred to other hospitals, resulting in serious consequences and repercussions. In the face of this challenge, the hospital should have adopted a serious countermeasure and communication strategies. Firstly, it immediately acknowledged the incident and apologized to the public. An urgent rectification plan was formulated to strengthen the management and supervision of organ transplantation strategies. At the same time, update of all management level and service quality of the hospital. In order to effectively respond to this crisis, hospitals also need to develop a multifaceted communication strategy. Firstly, it actively ensured the timely and accurate dissemination of information. Secondly, it ensured that the organization's communication voice was consistent both internally and externally. A multi-channel communication approach, including media and social media, and it emphasized the hospital's responsibilities and values to win public support and recognition. The hospital also communicated and coordinated with various stakeholders, coordinate media relations. The hospital will need to further strengthen its management and supervision in the future, as well as continue to improve its communication strategy to build the public trust and support for the hospital.
Okay, now it comes to the corrective actions we take in the post-crisis stage. First, we will collaborate with the government departments like the judicial authority to form an investigation team fully responsible and timely disclose all the details and the progress to the public, and finally announce the punishment measures. Second, we will re-examine the transplant waiting list and make this action transparent and open to the patient, which aims to rebuild the confidence of our patients. Third, we will conduct internal meetings for all staff to unify information and call for the internal unity. Moreover, we should strengthen the education of the professional ethics principles. At the same time, we will improve internal supervision and whistleblowing system. And we frequently communicate with the public through all these multiple media. Also, after the investigation, we will release a documentary to provide more angles for the public to fully learn from our actions taken. And for the opinions from all walks of life, we popularize our official communication channels like the hotlines and our communication team contact for everyone. And last, we express condolence and continue to follow up this deceased patient and respond for his aftermath, like giving attention and taking care of his family and restart their life. Also, for society, we will hold these social activities for public good to convey a positive image for the public. So this is the end of the presentation. Thanks for listening.